Here at Christchurch on the last day, catching up with Mark O'Connor, firstly from Denario Breeding. Hello to you, Mark.
Yeah, it's going, Paul.
A little bit different weather today. I got the long sleeves on, and I don't reckon I'm going to be the only person rocking out with the long sleeves shortly.
No, well, NZB was dishing out complimentary vests yesterday. There'll be a few of those sported today, I'm sure.
I've seen a few around already. Actually, they're getting out. Firstly, how's the sale been for you? You only got one left to sell today, but how's it been overall?
Yeah, no, really pleased. We just had 2 colts yesterday. We're only a small player, really, half a dozen mares to breed from. We try and get 3 or 4 through the ring each year. No, really delighted. We ended up selling both our colts through to Perth. Mike Reid picked up the first lad. He was an art major, nice boy out of a Better's Delight, daughter of Lizzie Maguire, Group 1 mare. And so, no, we're really pleased. We got 95 for her, and for him, I should say. And, he's going to a good home in West Australia.
Watched West Australian racing last night. I don't know if people are aware of it or not, but there were 6 2-year-old races on. Going to a state where you want them to get up and get going early, have a look at the results. Anyone watching this, have a look at the results. But, there were 6. And I think I reckon the smallest field might have had 8, good quality 2-year-old racing, which is what we want, especially when we're breeders and trying to sell at sales. Yeah,
absolutely. This is going to help with the family and get it established. That was the first foal out of the mare. So, look, that's exactly what we want, a good start to life and as in racing stable life. And the other boy we had was a Rock and Roll Hanover, and he's also gone to WA to another stable. I just didn't catch the buyer's reference. Both those deals were done through Peter Lagan, who's we've had a long-term association with, so it's good to have those contacts and relationships to make deals happen.
One more today. What have we got going through today?
We got Always Be Mickey filly. We've reset our sights a wee bit lower for her. She's a lovely big leggy filly, but just could be slightly a bit more time machine. And look, we're realistic as to what she'll fetch.
I was always going to ask. I like asking, finding out a little bit about the farms and what you do. You dropped a little bit of a bombshell. You're part of the Southern Red, but you're not going to be able to next year because you're relocating.
No, I've copped a fair bit of flack about getting my one eye patch and moving to Canterbury and the red and black gear. So, but no, I'll always be a Southern lad. And Pauline and I have been obviously in the horse area for 30 years. And I'm a long time Southland resident, born and bred. But we made a call to move through to Christchurch to be closer to kids and grandkids. And we've purchased a property just south of the city and close to Lincoln. And we'll re-establish the horse breeding there, and Pauline's hoping to get her pony riding school up and running again too, that she's carrying on down in Invercargill. So that's happening in the next month. Yeah, and I'll be sad to not be part of the Southern Red crew. They're a great bunch of people and good to associate with, but life takes its different curves and changes.
It's a great reason for moving. I hadn't asked you it before we started, and it is a terrific reason for moving because, kids and grandkids, you can't keep your kids at home. So if they move up here, you guys have to make 2 choices. And I think, it's a great industry, the horse industry, and I'm tipping being part of Southern Red. I'd imagine, even when you leave, you're still part of it. I think you'll still wear your heart on your sleeve with that SBSR a little bit.
Oh, tremendously so. I'll always be a Southland Stag supporter and a Highlanders supporter. They won't get me across to the Crusaders, but it'll be great to catch up with the guys each year and at sale time and just re-establish those friendships.
Be interesting where Cambrai puts you. You might still put you in the same barn.
They might not want me there. Or they might be saying you're not part of the crew anymore.
It's a great way of marketing, though. Just like what you do have that the SBSR logo on, if you like. It is a great way of marketing. It's a clever move to band together because you guys are a long way away, and to individually do it might have been a death nail. To get together and soldier on together. It's a great way, especially Monday here. It wasn't positivity, but someone still has a good sale. So even though if other people are having a bad sale, somewhere amongst all of that, someone's having a good sale, and part of that group, it's a little bit uplifting.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct, Paul. That collective branding and work effort to promote the progeny coming out of that one region, it certainly does balance things out. Look, we were out for dinner last night, a crew of us, and not everyone had a great sale, but you did right. Everyone just still shares in and joins in the humour and the fun, and that's all part of why we get into this racing gig and breeding gig.
It's funny how we judge good sale, bad sale. You know, sometimes I think people go home and have a little bit of a think and a reflection. They probably think, yeah, we probably did okay when you really think about it. So.
Yeah, it did right. Like I made a comment to you before we went on the camera that the buyers sort of know what they want, and you're always going to have a punt if you're not necessarily getting a sire that's in favour. And the sire carries a bit of weight. Sure, you need a nice dam side of the pedigree, but there's definitely it's the fashion parade. Unfortunately, that's the game we play. You've got to have a sire that's running hot.
It's such a fickle business. I tell a story. It was actually at an APG sale, and basically a long-term breeder, a great breeder in Victoria, and they've had I won't say their name, but effectively they had a horse, and he just turned to his dad and just said, "If you get one bid for this horse, just take it." They had a reserve of 10. The bottom end bid was 4. And he said, just take it because they do not want them. I won't mention the stallion either. In fact, they got actually 8. But, I mean, they rejigged on the day, and that it can be a very fickle business. They were expecting 10 grand, very well-bred horse. Actually went on. It's actually won. It's going okay, that horse. I have followed it. It's no superstar by any stretch, but the people who bought it have had a great win. But effectively, you just got to think on your feet sometimes, and all of a sudden a horse falls out of fate. I'm not 100% sure where we finished on that, Mark, but we are saying it's just a fickle business. But it's also a lot of fun and the enjoyment. And, you guys all sell horses here, and a lot of people sell them here. You don't stop following, and that's one of the thing. Every person I spoke to, the ride sort of almost starts. You just start watching them. You start holding your breath, waiting for them to turn up at trials, and then you hear good reports about them, and you hope they come before you put your next one through the sales. But I mean, it is a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Like what you were saying about being realistic with the sales. Like you as a preparer know what type of horse you think you've got to offer, and their character and their physique, but at the end of the day, if the buying market doesn't want it, you can't force it out there, and you've just got to be realistic as to because you can't collect them all because it's just not viable. So, but you're 100% right about the journey. It's great fun just seeing them progress through a stable and getting a good chance and doing this stuff on the track, and that's definitely a big part of why we do it.
Yeah, and I think we've got to try and sell those sorts of things. We all want a Group 1 winner. We all want multiple Group 1 winners, if you like, anything from a King of Swing right through. But at the end of the day, I think we want to keep the industry going and the dollar turning over. And that's the importance of these sales and the continuation. So I'm glad, although you're leaving Southern Red, you're not leaving the industry. I think that part's exciting. And you're going to continue to breed. Any chance of maybe topping up with a few more fillies, or you'll just keep it to that 4 or 5?
Well, we grabbed a couple of fillies during the winter weanlings to try and make them into broodmares. We'll race them ourselves. We're probably going to syndicate them and try and get them back. If the best one, we'll probably take back into the band. So one we bought out of the weanling sale at Karaka, and one we bought privately out of Macca Lodge's weanling group. So, yeah, definitely keen to reinvest and I'll try and boost the quality. Interesting you mentioned King of Swing there. The rock and roll Hanover fella we sold yesterday, we called him Full Swing Denario, and it just purely random. There's a Netflix documentary coming out now on golfing.
I'm watching it at the minute. I downloaded it as I was coming across.
So that was just totally by coincidence. I was trying to get a name with King of Swing tied in with the rock and roll Hanover connection, and I do play golf, and so I came up with our full swing Denario, and just happened to be good timing.
Absolutely, mate. I'm going to let you go. The rain's starting to come down again. It's going to be a trying day for everyone here today. But the industry, we need to be positive, upbeat, and we need to continue on. So thank you very much. Glad you're staying. I'll look forward to catching you next year. Maybe in a different area of the complex, but I'll catch up with you next year if I don't catch up with you beforehand.
Great chatting with you, Paul, and thanks for the coverage you're providing for the sale.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.